أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول
The sea and the sand, the bounty of this land is all His grace. The coastal Karnataka had a good fortune of welcoming the fragrance of Islam during the early Hijri era. My forefathers have built the mosque over there, which is one of the oldest in that region. My late grandfather, Sufi Sahib, he had a great desire to go for Hajj. And he was trying to save, little by little to, make the required fund. He couldn't get the medical clearance. Then, he felt that with that money, he wanted to build a mosque. The first mosque was built with that money. That's about 90 years back. And then about 50 years back, my late father, with the support of the villagers, we built the second mosque. The initial days, whatever little I learned about the human values, about the piety, about cleanliness, about universal brotherhood, it is all started from that mosque. That mosque, the problem was it had a lot of heat generation. There was no comfort feeling while praying. That is the time we felt that we must build a new mosque. In today's world, the Islam is being perceived and being projected in such a bad light. It is always calamity, bloodbath, issues and hassles, which is not the real Islam. Being a committed green building developer, I felt the mosque should demonstrate both modern face of the Islam as well as sustainability. Our mosque is not a typical mosque design in respect of the dome and the minarets and which we normally relate to. We felt we must give very contemporary look by virtue of the design, and the contemporary look should complement the sustainability.
The elements which go into a sustainable development are save energy, minimize use of fossil fuels, save water, save other resources which are used in construction of buildings, and do no harm to the environment.
We ensured that we must get the maximum light but not the heat, and the maximum wind and the cross ventilation. Totally the mosque is managed with the renewable energy. Part of the power is being generated through the wind and part by the solar, so it is a hybrid power.
These are nice, interesting points of departure for us to look at how we can conceive a mosque over there, which would essentially capture the essence of a traditional mosque, but be very, very contemporary in its time, built in its current time, and reflect that kind of an attitude is what we were looking at in terms of design philosophy.
It had its own challenges in the sense, one side we had a burial place, the other side there was a ladies' hostel. So the mosque was in between these two elements, wherein we cannot disturb both. Then the mosque naturally has to face the Kaaba, which is the central point of the globe. As per the Islamic perspective, once a mosque is always a mosque. So we cannot shift the mosque. Within this constraint and the challenges, what we did, we raised a mosque and we twisted the mosque towards the Kaaba.
So the way we started is that we certainly looked at the existing footprint to be retained the way it was in the same orientation, and we used a local material called laterite stone, which forms the wall surface for that area, which kind of symbolizes the existence of the old mosque and its own grid.
We use the jali work, and jali is actually Islamic architecture element.
There is a hexagonal pattern which actually gives you 6 different patterns when you look at it in close. The function of it was essentially to ventilate the building well. The minar we kind of created as a wind scoop where we draw a good quality wind that you get.
By virtue of the wind scoop, we again get the very cool air at the place of worship. In the terrace, we provided a number of forced vent, so that if there is any heat generation, it is been removed through the forced vent. Plus, we use China mosaic, which reflects the heat. Today, religions are identified with certain colors. We felt that we should not have that kind of a stereotype. We felt it should be white because white denotes purity. Even the calligraphy, which was extensively used, was again on a white-on-white concept. I always felt that nature should become an integral part of our life. It is always nature complements the architecture, not other way.
Basic philosophy of our group, we cut no trees, we block no water channels in our projects.
And here it so happens, in the main arrival launch, there was a coconut tree. When it comes to the coconut tree, which is Kalpa Vraksha, my father never allowed us to even touch it. So with that sanctity, he used to respect the tree. So we felt we must retain the tree. It is no more mosque now, it has become a tourist center, not only for the Muslims, even for the non-Muslims. It is India's contribution to the world to create the first green mosque in the globe. It should become a beacon of light, for peace, sustainability, and universal brotherhood.
حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح الله